Hey everyone, welcome back. I am an average European guy and this is episode 5 of our journey to turn a tiny base into a full-blown medieval city. If you haven't seen the previous episodes yet, make sure to check them out first. They will give you the full story, but enough of that, let's get back into it. So, the first thing I noticed this winter is that we can finally make bigger backpacks. Not the biggest ones yet, but we are getting there. Unfortunately, we couldn't craft the simple backpack at first because we are missing some line and thread. I couldn't make it myself since we didn't have enough flax either. At least now I know what I need to plant next spring. But nevertheless, I did manage to make a pouch. I ran to Piastovia to buy some line and thread because I really wanted that upgrade. It wasn't the biggest improvement, but being able to carry 9 extra kilograms is definitely worth it for me. I sold my old backpack and pouch to get a bit of money back too. This season is basically about me running around with a torch in hand so I don't freeze to death. When I got home I made the backpack and off I went our seasonal mining trip into the cave. Then straight to smelting. Even though I said I wouldn't build more houses in the near future, here I was building one. There is not much to do in winter. I could have looked around the villages to help people, but for some reason I just started building a stone house. I think this is the first stone structure I have built without needing to go out and cut down trees. Our wood production is finally starting to look decent. After that, I went to sleep. The next day, I went out to sell some stuff, especially our copper bars. Thanks to the backpack and pouch upgrades, we were kind of broke at this point. And yeah, next season we will need to pay taxes or the medieval IRS is not going to be happy with us. So, I went to Piastovia to sell and to look for new settlers for our freshly built house. At this point I realized I could actually gain diplomacy XP by flirting with people. The problem is, if you flirt with someone, they don't leave the village the next season, they just stay put. Basically, flirting traps them. They don't travel any further, emotionally or geographically. Naturally, I had to test this mechanic truly. And for the sake of diplomacy XP, I was down to flirt with half the valley if that's what it took. When I got home, I decided to build a hen house. I figured, why not? Eggs will be useful later. By building, I just needed to figure out which village had chickens. I was 100% sure sheep are in Ostia, pigs are in Klonika, and geese are in Piastovia. So by process of elimination, chickens had to be in Skauki. Let's not forget, I had just sold the copper to get enough money and then I spent almost all of it on fancies. Yeah, just me being stupid, spending our tax and food money on decorative crap. That's how you build a life, right? Once the hen house was done, I used our villagers to improve our diplomacy skills. So, chickens are hopefully in Skauki. Off I went to Ostia. And yes, I know you are wondering why. Good question. Anyway, we checked on the little goblin and talked to this woman who seemed troubled. Someone was stealing apples, and she suspected it was another woman's kids. So, Sherlock mode activated. I went to talk to Zevia, and she suggested we set a trap. So we put a basket with 20 apples in it that we bought from her. A true medieval marketing genius. I set the trap, told Stoislava what we were doing. She still suspected Zevia's kids, but when we checked the basket, surprise, a sheep was stealing the apples. So we went back, told her what happened, and from our side, the job was considered done. We found a decent woman named Boslava to move into the hen house, to work there. and because of the age difference stuff, I paired with her with Helga's current partner, so no Helga leaves alone for now. Then I ran home and went to sleep. After that, I headed to Skauki and unfortunately ran into two bears. Turns out it was just a nightmare, and I fell out of bed. So I headed to Skauki again, but because of the dream, I took a different path this time. When I arrived, I checked out the reputable villagers. And once more, I found myself standing in the fire. At this point, I'm really starting to think the fire is in the wrong place. I bought some chickens and then talked to a miner named Himislav, who wanted to learn woodworking. He asked us to gather some logs and planks for him. While I was there, I also found some iron in Skauki's mine. Coming back for that later. We need a consistent way to make money, and I really don't want to sell my bronze just yet. So I went home, gathered the necessary stuff, and headed back to Skauki. I gave my guy the wood and planks, and he asked us to trade him some woodworking tools for his spare mining tools. But before I could do that, I started gathering all the iron I could find in the mine. And while I was importing Skauki's resources tax-free, please take a moment to subscribe, and if you're enjoying the series, smash that like button. I also stream on Twitch, Kick and YouTube. Come hang out live, I would love to see you there. On the way home, I played around in the snow trying to hit some targets with mixed results. So, I went to Piastovia, traded his mining tools for some woodworking gear. The lady there was nice to us. Then I quickly went home, smelted the iron, and headed back to Skauki once again. I gave the guy his woodworking tools, and then sold the iron I had gathered for some profit. After that, I went home and started building another stone house. And now we can finally build houses, let's go! But not in the near future, like dude, I have already built so much this season. Progress is good, but sometimes it's like, enough of the good stuff already. Luckily, we had enough food for it. Gustava and her crew are finally working more efficiently, and I like it. Told her they were doing a great job, positive reinforcement, that's the trick. And when I finished, I realized I needed some positive reinforcement too. Anyway, I talked to Helga, and surprise! We got our affection level up to 73%. All I had to do was ignore her for a while. If it works, it works. After that, I made a torch, managed the woodcutters a bit, and went to bed. Woke up to a beautiful green landscape, and then, yeah, taxes. While I figure out the best way to pay them, I will say goodbye for now. Thanks for watching. I hope you had so much fun watching as I did playing. See you next time. Take care.